Welcome to News Edge, your sharpest source for daily headlines and deep dives. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay ahead of the curve. The number is staggering. In the last 12 months, United States farm exports have collapsed by 94%. For every $100 of corn, soybeans, beef, and almonds exported a year ago, only $6 leave today. This isn't a downturn or a recession, it's a near total wipeout of a foundational pillar of the American economy. The shockwaves are just beginning, from Nebraska's plains to California's ports, and all the way to your local grocery store. It's a crisis unfolding in plain sight, threatening the very fabric of rural America. The story of American agriculture has always been one of abundance, feeding not just our nation but the world. That engine of commerce has now sputtered and died. The silence from once bustling shipping terminals is deafening. This collapse isn't just a statistic, it's a reality that's brought an entire industry to its knees. Imagine a factory losing 94% of its orders overnight. The consequences would be immediate and devastating. That's what's happened to American agriculture, spread across millions of acres and countless family farms. We're talking about hundreds of billions in lost revenue, a hole blown through the heart of the national economy. This isn't just about farmers, it's about everyone who depends on the agricultural dollar. The initial reports were dismissed as a blip, but the trend became undeniable. Now, at 94%, we are in uncharted territory. The crisis is here, and its impact is just beginning to reshape the American landscape. For generations, American farm exports have been the lifeblood of rural America. These sales are not just extra profit, they're the difference between staying in business and foreclosure for millions of farmers. Export dollars flow directly into the heartland, supporting local economies, schools, and infrastructure. They're crucial to the U.S. trade balance, helping offset the cost of imports and strengthening the dollar. A healthy export market is a powerful tool of diplomacy, building relationships and stability worldwide. When exports thrive, the entire nation benefits from a more stable economy. Think of it as an ecosystem. A farmer sells corn to Japan, supporting seed suppliers, mechanics, truckers, and port workers. When that sale disappears, the chain breaks, everyone suffers. The collapse of exports threatens this entire ecosystem. For the average American, the connection may not seem obvious, but it's deeply significant. Strong exports keep domestic food prices stable and prevent gluts that could bankrupt farmers. The innovation and efficiency driven by global competition benefit us all with higher quality, safer, and more affordable food. The health of our farm exports is directly tied to the health of our own food system. The 94% collapse wasn't caused by a single event. It was a perfect storm. The Pan-Eurasian Agricultural Alliance, led by China and Russia, formed a massive trade bloc, locking U.S. farmers out of their largest markets overnight. Devastating climate events at home, like the Great Drought and avian flu, crippled harvests and export capacity. International buyers, already wary, turned to more stable suppliers within the PEA. The PIA invested in advanced agricultural technology and efficient shipping corridors, while American infrastructure lagged behind. Suddenly, it was cheaper for countries to buy wheat from Kazakhstan than Kansas. A strong U.S. dollar made American products even more expensive abroad, pushing buyers elsewhere. Our biggest customers excluded us, disasters hit production, our infrastructure fell behind, and our currency priced us out. The result, a catastrophic collapse. The damage is done, and the world has moved on. America's place in global agriculture has been fundamentally shaken. The list of products no longer leaving our shores is staggering, starting with soybeans. China, once our top buyer, now imports almost none. Fields in the Midwest sit idle, beans piling up in silos. American pork exports have evaporated, devastating hog farmers as prices plummet below production costs. California almonds, once dominant, now face fierce competition from Spain and Australia. American wheat is undercut by Russian and Ukrainian grain within the PEA. Even specialty products, Washington apples, Wisconsin cheese, Florida oranges, have seen exports collapse. Decades of reputation and market building have been erased by new tariffs and trade deals. The result, a nationwide agricultural crisis touching every corner of the country. The world has stopped buying, and American farms are paying the price. Behind the statistics are real people, families who farmed the same land for generations. John Peterson, a fourth-generation Iowa farmer, says, "We did everything right, but you can't sell to someone who won't buy. He now faces selling land that's been in his family since the 1880s. The stress is immense. Rural support hotlines report a surge in calls from overwhelmed farmers. Maria Sanchez, a Wisconsin dairy farmer, says, "Our cheese used to go to Mexico. Now, the orders have stopped. We're losing money on every gallon of milk." The crisis is tearing at the social fabric of rural communities. When farmers lose income, they stop spending locally, small businesses shut down, and young people leave for better opportunities. There's a palpable sense of loss, a fear that a way of life is disappearing. The impact extends to the next generation. Children watch their parents struggle, and the dream of passing on the farm fades. Dinner table conversations are now about which bills can be paid this month. As one Nebraska farmer put it, "How can I encourage my kids to take on this life?" Right now, that future doesn't look like it's here on this farm. The human cost is immeasurable. The collapse isn't just about money, it's about identity, community, and the future of rural America. The pain is real, and the uncertainty is overwhelming, but the story isn't over yet. At first, the export collapse flooded the domestic market. Prices dropped, and grocery shelves were full. But as farmers couldn't cover costs, they cut back production. Herds shrank, and fields went fallow. The initial glut turned to scarcity, and now, grocery stores face high prices and even purchase limits. Meat, once affordable, is becoming a luxury. The price of chicken has more than doubled in 6 months. Food inflation is hitting low-income families hardest. The crisis has disrupted the entire supply chain, layoffs at equipment manufacturers, trucking companies, and more. The collapse is spreading through the economy like a contagion. Without export revenue, farmers can't invest in resilience, making the food system more fragile. Any future shock could mean even worse shortages and price spikes. The stability Americans took for granted is eroding. Our food security was more dependent on global trade than we ever realized. The collapse of U.S. farm exports is part of a larger global shift. The world is moving from a U.S.-centered trade system to a multipolar one, with blocs like the PEA building self-contained food systems. This isn't just economics, it's a strategic move to reduce American influence. New trade blocs prioritize regional self-sufficiency and political alignment over open markets. The U.S., once the champion of globalization, now finds itself on the outside. Climate change and food security concerns are driving countries to shorten supply chains and trade with neighbors. Brazil and Argentina are stepping in to supply Asia, while America's geographic isolation is now a liability. The American model, built for massive scale and exports, is being challenged. We're witnessing the end of an era, and the U.S. must find its new place in this changing world. American agriculture stands at a crossroads. Some experts say the lost global markets are gone for good. The PEA and others have built their own supply chains. In this scenario, U.S. agriculture faces painful downsizing, more bankruptcies, and the decline of rural America. If more farms fail, land will consolidate into megacorporations or foreign hands, deepening the urban-rural divide. Our diminished export power would weaken America's global influence. But there's another path, using this crisis as a catalyst for innovation. We could build a more resilient, sustainable domestic food system, investing in regional food hubs, diversifying crops, and shortening supply chains. The question is, can American farmers adapt? It will require a massive shift in mindset, new skills, and new business models. Government, financial institutions, and consumers all have a role to play. The road ahead is uncertain, but the choices we make now will shape the future of American agriculture. This crisis could mark the end of an era, or the beginning of a new, more sustainable one. In the face of crisis, hope is taking root. Across the country, farmers and communities are adapting, selling directly to consumers, joining farmers markets, and launching community-supported agriculture programs. The federal government's American Food Independence Act is supporting this transition with grants, loans, and new farm-to-school programs. Innovation is flourishing. Universities are helping farmers pivot, develop new crops, and learn direct-to-consumer marketing. Cooperatives are forming to process and add value to local products. Farmers are becoming entrepreneurs, building new business models from the ground up. This crisis has exposed vulnerabilities but also revealed our strengths: resilience, community, and innovation. The American farm will look different in a decade, but it can emerge stronger and more connected to the people it serves. The heartland is hurting, but it's not broken. By investing in ourselves, we can cultivate a new harvest of prosperity, grown right here at home.